Hello, I'm Mr. Cade. I'm your kid's biology teacher this year, and I've been doing this now for going on 20 years. Yay. Uh, I've taught everything from bio honors, AP bio, chemistry, anatomy, physiology. So I've taught a few of the sciences before, and this year should be as interesting as all the rest. Every year is a little different, and every year brings new challenges. Big one this year, of course, is we're doing distant learning, and we're trying to deal with all that. Much rather be in the classroom, but it is what it is, and we'll do what we can do. So let me kind of walk you through where they're at, what they're doing, and basically what to expect. Uh, this is period one's Google Classroom, and all of my periods are all set up the same. I'm teaching all bio this year, which makes it a little easier. So you can see my office hours are up here. It's basically 1 to 3 every single day. There are going to be some exceptions on Wednesday, and other than that, there's some links in here. To get to their digital notebook, I did not put that in any one of the weeks because we're going to be using a digital notebook just like a regular notebook when they come into class. They're going to need to take it out. They're going to need to be copying and pasting things in there or typing things in there. So they'll be adding stuff to the digital notebook on a daily basis. And then at the end of the week, they'll be turning in that digital notebook. So I only have to look at the one assignment. I don't want them turning in all separate assignments. I made that mistake in week 1, week 2, and each assignment takes me quite a bit of time to open up and then return and do all that. So I'm looking at going back to what I used to do in the classroom anyway, and that is take the notebook all up at the end of the week and then grade it over the weekend. So I will be doing that. So there's a couple assignments that are still out there that are not in the notebook, and I didn't put them in the notebook or have the kids put them in there. But other than that, all of the assignments from this point on will be basically going in that digital notebook. All right, and they will turn it in there and nowhere else. At least that's my hope. So basically, what are we going to be doing? So I'm going to look at the digital notebook really quick, other than the cover here, and uh, because of time, I'm only supposed to do a 10-minute video here. I'll go right into the syllabus. This is found on page 3, and the syllabus is basically what we're going to be covering and when we're going to cover it. It's still fluid, one, because of the distant learning, and we're still trying to figure out the pace of what we can go. We're trying to go at our normal pace, but it's a little difficult with some of the technology we got out there. Some people's internet's a little glitchy or laggy, or we have power outages or whatever's going on in our little world. And it's still a little tough to stay on schedule. So this can change a little bit, but for the most part, we're going to go chapter by chapter by chapter. We may skip a couple and push those over to semester 2. And I want to talk about this one here, which is your distant learning resource page. It's got a couple of really good resources. One is the Princeton Review. The other one's Khan Academy for tutoring. So if they don't get a hold of me for tutoring, for whatever reason, they're up around 10 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and they go, shoot, I'm doing my homework. I don't know what to do with this thing. They can call these guys or go online to like Princeton Review. They're on there 24/7, almost 365 days in a year, and get help. Okay. If they need to contact the counselors, that website's down in here, and you can actually see this if you go into your kid's notebook or you go into their classroom. You can see it in week 1. Blow it up. All right. Another program that we use a lot in here, because I do give a lot of notes, and instead of having them copy down notes, I'm having them do little sticky note annotations. And this program is called Jamboard. So I'll basically paste up my notes on here. I will talk about the notes, and then they are to put sticky notes on the Jamboard, either sticky notes or pictures that represent a summary or annotation of these sticky notes. So we talked about natural events. That's what science actually investigates. We investigate that by using our senses for observation. That's why you have like the five senses down here. You got fires and hurricanes, and with natural events, they went with natural disasters, which is all kinds of cool. And then this last statement here also talks about rewords it where it basically is talking about a hypotheses or inferences where you're making guesses either that you're going to test or guesses that you have already seen or used your sense on, and so you're using prior knowledge, and that's an inference. Okay, so this is Jamboard. It was a little glitchy in the beginning. Hopefully Google has got it ironed out and it's working a little better. Another program that I use quite a bit is called Nearpod. And Nearpod, let me get back to this. This is one of the Nearpods that the kiddos use. Nearpod has a couple of different things. Right now I'm using Preview, but it gives me the ability to see what the kids are doing live in class while we're doing it. It's almost like they're writing on their notebook and not typing. I said writing. They actually can write and draw in here. There's a draw tool that they use, and they can write numbers and write words and all kinds of. I can actually see that live as they're doing it, and I can see if they're on track or not on track. So I like this a lot. Or I can give them a student-paced one, which I will probably do sometime this semester. I'll definitely give them some student-paced stuff. This means they can do it at their pace sometime between point A and point B when they need to get it done by. So again, really useful tool is Nearpod. A couple of the ones they need to take a look at and they need to take a look at it starting yesterday, if you're period 1, 2, or 3. Today, if you're period 4, 5, or 6, just because the periods lag a day. They do have their test coming up Thursday and Friday. So if they're period 1, 2, and 3, their first test is this Thursday. And if they're periods 3, 4, and 5, their test is on this Friday. Friday, the grades lock. And I have to upload all my grades in by next Tuesday, and since it's a 3-day holiday, I won't see them until Tuesday. So they got to have in all their missing work by this Friday. They've got to have studied for this test, and they'll take the test this Friday or Thursday, depending on which period they're in, and I'll get all those grades uploaded by this weekend. So they should be studying this program, which is called Quizlet. And in Quizlet, it's nothing but a really good flashcard program. I've been using it for years. The kids that use it actually like it a lot. This level of science is very vocab driven. You got to know your vocabulary. It's kind of like learning a first year language. If you don't know the vocabulary, you're dead in the water. You can't speak the language. If you don't know the terms of biology, you won't have a clue as to what I'm saying. So you got to understand these terms, and I urge them to go through the flashcard deck and until they actually know them. They can play games, matching gravity, and sometimes I actually make that an assignment, which I did already in one of them. We can do a learn or live. There's a few things that we can do with this. Okay. Another program that we're using currently is called Schoology, and I just got them into that yesterday and today. And Schoology, and I'm trying to go up here to the top. Schoology starts you off with a preview. Actually, it starts me off with a preview. It starts them off with looking at, let me see if it's going to do that. Okay, so it's going to start them off here in study guides. There we go. So it actually will start them off at like this. They will click on study guides. Then they'll click on, in this case, the only chapter to study, which is chapter 1. And then they will study their test. Please make sure they study the test. do 25 questions at a time, everything is good. If they do 25 questions, like if they had me today, they would do 25 questions today, 25 questions tomorrow, another 25 questions uh, on Thursday, and then take the test on Friday. If your periods 1, 2, and 3, they should have studied 25 questions yesterday, 25 questions today, 25 questions tomorrow. There are 75 questions, mind you, there are 75 questions on this particular study guide. Now, the study guide, it's basically the test. And there's two main differences. One is the number of questions. I am not going to give them 75 questions on the test. I will give them somewhere between 40 and 50, probably more like 50, but it'll be somewhere between 40 and 50. Also, they had some terms. They had 27 terms they were supposed to define, and they were supposed to know these terms, and that was the fields of biology. So what is limnology? What is mycology? What is taxonomy? Okay, so they need to understand those words and know them. I will have at least 3 to 4 questions on here that pertain to the fields of biology. All right. The only other thing about the test is you can see there's some fill in the blanks. And if there's fill in the blanks, short answer, any of that kind of stuff, 99.999% of the time when you type something in there, it's going to tell you you're wrong. And the reason is because as you type it in there, you're going to pluralize it, you're going to capitalize it, you're going to do something a little different than what I put in my key. Just note that when you do that on a test, I do go back and I check everything. If you are correct, regardless of what my key says, if you're correct, you get the points. Okay? So hopefully that answers those questions. If you have any questions whatsoever, hopefully I fixed my email by now. I was getting up to 2, 3 plus 100 emails a day. I think I've curtailed that. I'm down to where I can manage my email now. And so if you do want to get a hold of me, email's probably still the best way. Or you can jump in on my office hours too. That'd be fine too, between 1 and 3. All right. Nice having your kids. Going to be a great year. Hopefully we're back in the classroom soon. Take care.